Hello, this is Delambering. We are looking at the blackjack code. This is the original mod. It's uploaded by Feel Fried. It's originally from the SGM mod for Call of Pripyat by NU Nomad. He just talks about how Feel Fried just talks about how he adapted it from the SGM mod. And this is Vitacause's version of it. And oops. And he acknowledges that it's based heavily on Phil Fried's blackjack that I just showed you, except it's been modified slightly so that it has different cards that match up with norm with a Western blackjack. Because in Ochko or whatever it's called, the face cards are valued at 2, 3, 4, and 5, but in blackjack they're valued all at 10, and the ace can swap between being a 1 or an 11. So he basically modified for that, assuming that Vitacause is a he. So it's a pretty minor change. Here's the actual code. A lot of this is just setting variables. You can see there's a bunch of acrylic characters that don't translate in my version of MS Code or VS Code. A lot of the languages in here. This is where is it? Yeah, this is the local initializing the variables. This is initializing the on-screen stuff, fields and diodes. I'm thinking those are like lights or something. I can't remember how it works when it's running. And then this is we're in the function card game 21 update. So this is the main function, and it's controlling the on-screen stuff. Like if you're in stage need rate, he is basically setting a bunch of fields to false, a bunch of fields to true. He's just, you know, keeping the lights on, basically showing the right elements for the right stage. Here's the take rate, which I don't actually know what that stage is, but play game, that one's pretty obvious. End game, that one's obvious. And again, same thing. He's turning some elements off. He's turning some elements, like these two, on. Just showing different things at different stages. And that all works great. I don't want to mess with any of that. Now we're in the on keyboard. This is the keyboard command stuff. Basically just lets you hit escape to get out. It feels nice. Don't want to mess with that. We got button controls. Oops. What did I do? Oh, I collapsed that. So this is the start button, the clear game cards, recalculate points. This is a change. This bit has changed. This is where he is setting the cards. If they're K, Q, J, or 10, then they equal 10 points. Not entirely sure why he does this, because then if it's not K, Q, J, or 10, or A, he sets it to 11. So if it's K, Q, J, or 10, he sets it to 10. Otherwise, he just sets the total to be whatever the card is. V is passed here. He passes a hand to recalculate points. He has a couple local variables, and then 4 I pairs hands. So basically, for everything in the hand, he checks for V. He reassigns that whatever it is to V, and then if it's A, K, Q, J. Yeah, I already explained that. So if it's a number below 10, it sets the total to be whatever that number is. I have had this throw a nil at me, but this is pretty clear. Something exceptional has to be happening before this point from when this is being called probably for that to happen. So this is solid. Don't want to change this. So actually, this is kind of clever too. If it is an A, then he assigns a total to be, plus 11, and then he increases ace count, which is defaulted to 0 here. So he increases ace count, and then he does a uh, while the total, which is what we're adding onto here, is greater than 21, and ace count is greater than 0, then he subtracts 10 from the 11 that he set here, and he reduces the ace count, and then it goes again. Is it still 21 or greater than 21? Do it again until all of the aces that were 11 are now 1 and your total is below 21. So that's a pretty clever bit of code. I think that's a neat way to handle that. Um, so filling cards. This is where I think this is where he's inserting card pictures based off of how many points are in your hand. Fill enemy step. Get random string. So this is where he is getting name and mask. Get random from existing names, existing masks. I think that's the same thing. He's assigning card faces to numbers. Huh. This is kind of bit. If card game difficulty equals hard, that is not something you set. I think the game sets that for different hands. He's there. It's like this is going to be a hard round, just to ensure the player loses occasionally. And it changes basically the logic of how the NPC draws cards. Again, that's a pretty clever bit of code. But if it does that, else it does. Else if. Oh, I wonder what happens if it's easy, because I think there's an easy, and normal, and a hard. I guess if it's easy, it just skips all of this and goes to fill card point. Oh, I see. If it's easy, it's completely random. Fill card point is recalculate points. Insert. Find in string param self. Yeah, I think this is drawing a random card. And then it's recalculating points. If self, so if it's the player, it does that. Otherwise, it does insert. Yeah, card game, hand name. Okay. That's calculating the points for the enemy hand. I see. Ugh. All right, so and then we reset. If we call reset, that's basically sets us all back to 0. That's pretty clear too. I'm pretty sure this is the main logic though. Get nearest point. You're passing it a value. We want to target 21. And I'm pretty sure this runs for both the player and the NPC. This checks if it's over 21. It returns a true or false value. Extra mode. So if your value is equal to 21 and extra mode equals nil or extra mode equals false, then true. Otherwise, false. I don't know what. So that must be a flag that is changing the behavior of this function based off of how it's called. All right, how does this work? We pass it a value. If that value is less than, get out of here, tooltip, is less than 21, it returns false. If it doesn't return false and the value is greater than 21, we return true. If it doesn't return false or true and the value equals 21 and this extra flag is either not there or it's false, then it's true. If none of those things happen, actually, no, it should be in any other case. It's just an else. So, else false. I think I need to know under what circumstances extra mode gets passed as true versus false or nothing. Basically, I only care if I see a call to get too many points with a second param set to true. Okay, button rate. Okay, and this is what controls the bet up and down buttons. That's clear. Button take rate. If money equals 0, lose sound. Yes. Run choose box. Yes, card game 21 point. Don't take rate 2. I have no idea what the hell is going on here. Something about if the... Oh, take rate. This must be the result of it taking your money. And if you have 0 money at the end of it, this is where it does the whole like pain sound and tell you that you're all out of money. And then that ends the function. So assuming that doesn't happen, if card game rate 21 is less than card game 21 minimum rate, we show a different dialogue and we return. Card game 21 rate is the bet. So if the bet is less than, oh, okay, and minimum rate is, okay, so this must be saying you did not bet enough money. You have to bet more and probably cancels the attempt at playing the game. Oh, in that case, I might be wrong. This might be if you try to, what is it? Tooltip showing me? Card game 21 point table. Well, that's interesting, but that's not okay. So this was telling me is that if you try to play the game and you don't have any money, maybe that's what that is. Then it tells you can't. If the amount you're betting is greater than 0 and you have more money or equal to the current bet, then we set the stage to be take rate. Which changes a bunch of like button configurations. So this must be when it's actually starting. And then in all other cases, we do whatever this is. Run. This is another dialogue. Okay. This is tied to a button, right? Yeah, it's the button take rate, which I don't know. Could be the accept bet button, I think is what that is in English. Okay, so the next button is exit, which hides the dialogue, resets the variables. Yeah, it just closes. And then here's play. Oh yeah, see, easy, normal, hard. Get random line. Ha, there you go. It is set randomly every time you hit the play game button. So that means every hand is going to be either completely easy, uh, really, really hard, or just whatever, somewhere in the middle. Standard system rules, I imagine, like draw at 17 or draw at 16 or less. stay at 17 or greater. Kind of makes me curious what hard is doing then. But anyway, I'm not here to look at the logic. I'm here to figure out why the bets go wonky. Um, okay, so we set the stage to play a game. We set up the game. About your info, this is creating a string. I can tell because of the string concatenation marks there. Not relevant to what we're doing. Button take else. If take else equals empty card, then get nearest point. Self get if self get nearest point, your points is less than or equal to 5, and get random is 1 to 5 equals 1, then we're getting a random card. So you said basically I'll hit, basically. If it's less than or equal to 5, what happens if it's not 5? Why 5? 10. Wait, ace 10, 9, 8. But I'm afraid we'll have to do that in the next episode. It'll only give you. See you later. Those 4? Wait, no. Self card 3, name mask. Else if. Okay, so empty. It's going to give you one of these. So basically, if a get random number equals 1, it gives you this. And it fills it in. What does it do if it's not 1? It just fills a card point. Just gives you a random card. And then it sets it to first card. This is an else if, so it doesn't fire if this happens. It only fires if it comes into this function and it's already set to this. Get nearest point, card game 21, your points. If it's less than 5, less than or equal to 5, and again, a random number between 1 and 5 equals 1, then again, it gives you one of these random high cards. If that doesn't happen, self card 4, which I think is a image on the board. It just does a random one, I'm guessing. And sets the stage. The second card, again, it comes through. If it comes into this function with card game 21, take else, set the second card, it happens. This goes. All right, so this is the 3 cards, and this is the third card. Okay. So, and again, if it's a random number between 1 and 5, it gives you a high card. Otherwise, it gives you a random card. And that sets the third card, which is not handled in this function. So I'm assuming if you tell it you want to continue, no, if you do take else function and it set the third card, it's not empty card. I lost my place. It's not empty card. It's not first card. It's not second card. And then, yeah, it's none of those things. Nothing happens. It ignores you. Okay. So that's how the player's hand is built. That's interesting. It's a random number between 1 and 5 gives you one of those cards. Otherwise, I guess I need to know what this function is doing to really understand that more. But that's, again, a tangent that we don't need to go into right now. Because for all intents and purposes, for what we're doing right now, that works. I don't need to worry about it. Send move, plays a sound, fill card point. Okay, so this is the enemy's moves. Enemy card 1, enemy card 2. This would actually be interesting to look at if I want to change the odds at some point, but again, I think that's a tangent. This is kind of the same thing. This is the if the enemy chooses to go once, twice, 3 times. Winner reward. I think this is where we need to look. Get too many points. Card game, your points. True. Oh, look, we're passing true. Yeah, so what happens with that? It gives you false if you're at. I need to look at this again. Get to a point. So I'm looking at the extra mode. So basically, if the value equals 21, or no. If the value is less than, it's false. If it's greater than, it's true, because it's not too many points. If it's equal to that, and is true, it's true. Otherwise, it's false. So, too many points, yes, on the player hand. Right? Yeah, because it's your points. Which is supposed to be saying that, like, okay, that makes sense. And get too many points, card game 21, enemy points equals true. Oh, which is also being passed with that extra mode. Okay, so overall, what this is saying is if the player hand is not 21 or over, right? Because if it's true, it passes false. Ugh, not that one. Too many points. Sorry, need to look at it again. No. Yeah, it's false. Okay. So this is if the player hand is 21 or less. And the enemy hand is 21 or more. No, if it's more than 21. So basically, if the player hand is not too much over 21 and the enemy hand is over 21, card game equals winner. Yeah, so the player wins is what that statement means. Again, this is an else if, so if the player hand is 21, is more than 21, is what that's saying. Okay, yeah, this is just the opposite of the first one. And the enemy NPC hand is 21 or less, then okay, so these are your clear outcomes. So if neither of those are true, then we get into this else. Get nearest point. Great. So this is the player hand is less than enemy hand, which means neither the player nor the NPC has more than 21. If the player is less than the NPC, card game winner equals your. If it's less than, get nearest point. Oh, it's not get too many points. It's get nearest point. What is that doing again? Oh, I'm not very smart. You're passing it a value. It's returning value minus need value. So it must be the difference between the value it passes and 21. So let's say we pass it 17. Why 17? Let's say 16. We pass it 16. No, let's say 11. We pass at 11, just to make the math easier. Then need value, if value is less than need value, so 11 is less than 21, then we return 21 minus 11, so we return 10. If we pass it 31, for instance, and the value is greater than 21, and we pass. Oh, okay, so this is flipping the math around based off of which is greater. Oh, that's interesting. So it's returning the difference between your actual value and the 21. It's an absolute statement, basically. It's the absolute difference. Always positive either way. Else, if it equals that, then it returns 0. Okay, that's clear. Can you not do math abs in Lua? This is Lua, right? Yeah, Lua. Um, Interesting. Well, I mean, I guess it works. Where were we? We're in the winner reward. Okay, so if the absolute difference is less than the difference on the NPC hand, then the player wins. Else, if the difference, your points, is greater than NPC points, your difference is greater, then the enemy wins. And final, else if they equal, it's a draw. End, which ends this if else if statement, and end, which ends this else. So that should cover all contingencies. Let's see. I can think of 5. Yeah, I think that should cover all 5. What's interesting is if okay, so yeah, that covers, like, if I draw up to 31 and the NPC draws up to 38, which I've seen happen with my attempt at changing this previously. That both are outside of or greater than 21, so neither of these conditions apply. So it has to go down into here. And since this is doing absolute statements on the difference, it fires on this logic correctly. So I actually have less than the NPC, but we're both over 21. So because I've less than the NPC, I'm closer to 21 than the NPC is, and I win. Okay, that checks out. What's this an else if on? If mod params bool 20, card game 21 rules default. R mod params. So that's coming from the MCM. This is checking if that's false. So you can change the rule set? Okay. This looks like a simplified version. If the absolute value equal of the player's hand equals the absolute value of the enemy's hand, or the absolute difference, I mean, then it's a draw. If the absolute difference of the player hand is greater than the absolute difference of the enemy hand, you win. If the absolute difference of your hand is greater than the absolute difference of the enemy hand, the enemy wins. Okay, yeah, that checks out. Pretty sure I've never actually seen this come into play. But anyway, it does all that, and then it sets the stage to end game. This is when I was doing debugging and testing. This is where I put my change. I basically just would force it to be card game winner, your, and then the player always wins no matter what the actual cards are. Okay, and then we do continue game. So this doesn't actually add or subtract any money. This is just determining who the winner is. Which is, oh, okay. So that's happening after the continue game button. Begin show. Initiate message box, okay. So if the player wins, relocate money to the player, I'm guessing. Card game 21 rate. So this is the bet in. This is commented out. I don't know what that does. And then we show the text saying you won. That's clear. If the card game enter is the enemy, the NPC, then we relocate money. DB actor, card game 29, that's the bet. It's the same line, just out instead of in. That must make it negative? Oh, but we also have this line. Give money minus card game 21 rate. Is this already taking money? It suggests that because this isn't actually giving you money. I mean, it's not doing a similar line with the give money statement here. So minus card game rate. Is this the problem? Else, if it's a draw, we're only doing the winner box set text. I tell you, what makes you nervous about changing this line, though. If that's what's happening, because it shows you the little dialogue when you're outside the game and you're still in the dialogue with the vendor, where it tells you like you gained this much money, you lost this much money, and I don't know that one of these statements is not just populating that. Although I don't think that's related to this script at all. That's just the general dialogue script that's running back on. I think this is it. I think that's the problem. I think we solved the bug. I just want to make it really clear that this is where I made the edit. There. That should be super clear. Okay. I'm excited. I think that's it. Ooh, I want to test it. I want to see it work. Okay. We're gonna do game data, actual blackjack. Yeah, these are the zip files. Oh, I need a new folder. Test BJ. Listen, you can take that dirty if you want. I don't want to be that person. This is just a folder on my desktop. you know, didn't put a whole lot of effort in for this video. Where is my existing blackjack? Oh, I don't. I've got too many mods, guys. I don't know where I am. I think that's under traders because you do all the blackjacking with the traders. Yeah, test BJ. There it is. All right, let's run a quick chest. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I cleared up my saves already, so we'll just create a test stalker real quick. Ba ba ba. I'm coming, Citrovich. I'm coming for your rubles. I wish I could fix this. This gap in the sound on this step. I don't like this. Alrighty then, you fat thief. It's not that too much. This button makes it so that you remember what your bet is. So yeah, start game. I got 20. I'm gonna pass. You asshole. Alright, push, that's right. Again, I've got 50. I have 2,500 rubles. 14, 15. 15 again. Oh, because it changed the aces from 11s to 1s. 25. Oof. He got 22, so he should win. My bet is 100. It should take me down to 2,400 rubles. You lose. You lose. Okay. It's in the text files, right? I could fix that. See? It took me down to 2,300, not 2,500. So, yeah. Because I should only be taking 100, but it took 200. See if I can get a win. Oh, okay. So if I'm right, it's going to be, I have a total of 2,100 rubles. Yeah. See if I can get a win. Damn. Okay. So if I'm right, it should be 1,900 rubles. Alright, 16, 12, ugh, I had an ace. 17, pass, that's right, just take all my money, it's only a test. So I went from 1,900 to 1,700. Finally, okay, I should win this one. I was at 1,700, so if I'm right, this will take me up to 1,800. Yeah. So, if the NPC wins, they take twice as much money, rubles, as they're supposed to. I think that's the bug. I think that's a pretty clear statement of it. You see this guys, what I was talking about, money lost. But I didn't. I lost 200 each time, not 100. That makes me think that it didn't actually save my change. Yeah, my change is in there. What the hell did this do then? You bet 100. Why does it take 200? Dialogues. I think this is not a local function. Yeah. Oh, which means I gotta look into the core code to see what that's doing. Card game rate, just to make sure this isn't being called somewhere else. Set text 21. That is text concatenation. And it's pulling winner enemy. Yeah, I shouldn't be making any actual, like, money changes. Oh, and here's where if you're at 0, it plays the Toulouse sound. Hide, set UI worked. We don't have any more relocate money statements. We don't have any more give money statements. I don't know what this is doing then. If that's not doubling how much money it gives you, what is it doing? Oh, right, because I'm in a zip file. Did that work? It did not. Okay. Uh, fine. Because it's in a zip file, so I can't do that. Can't do that. Oh, but you know what I can do? Because I already have it installed. I don't know why I didn't just do this to begin with. This is the actual script that's running. Look, it even tries to tell you by making the text a little different. Oh, what's this? We got some kind of error. Oh, because I didn't do that in the right place.
Привет, сталкер!
Alright, let's do some blackjack with librarian here. I'm recording, right? Yeah, okay. Again, we're going to do 100. 19, 19. It's a push. Still 2,500. Oh. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Attempt to perform arithmetic on a nil value. It's past the value of something. I'm going to check the recording and see if I can tell what that was. Let's try that again.
О, тебе чего?
Well, that was convenient. Alright. Alright, I should win this one. Give me at 2,600. Good. Now let's see if I can lose. 33. That'll definitely lose. Alright, so he's taking 100. Is this going to put me at 2,400? Oh, no, it's taking an extra 100. Interesting. But it says money lost 100. Okay. Okay. Yep. I know how to fix this. You ready for this? Boom. That's the bug. I will bet you money. I'm just gonna back up. All right, let's try that again.
Falcon.
Okay. I should have paid more attention. I think that's right. I think that worked. 2,300, right? Yes. Okay. All right. Did it. Fixed the bug. Ready to go now. Now if I can just fix the devices of anomaly redone bug with the Geiger counter so I can actually use it. Also, I should probably also check out like the RF receiver. We haven't needed to use that yet, but that might also be a problem. We'll find out. All right, later.